Hello, this is my how-to video about how to use Scratch. What I decided, and I posted on my channel, that some videos, this one, I will make a basic version because Scratch is actually quite complicated, and I don't really want to make a basic version because it'll still be pretty long. And then if I made a long version, that'd be extremely long because in that long version video, I'd have like every single detail. It would take like an hour, literally. I don't think you want to watch an hour worth of Scratch. So what I decided is I'm going to make a basic version video of Scratch, and then what I'll do is I'll upload a whole like ton of videos of all the little details in Scratch that you can do, and it'll be a lot better because they'll be like shorter and you'll be able to understand a little better. It'll be more specific to that topic of Scratch. I hope you enjoy. So for starters, go down to your little icon or the little cat thing here. I put it in my dock. And how you do that is you just drag it, put it in your dock. And I can if you don't actually have Scratch, I can put a link to this video and it'll lead to Scratch's free download. You can download it for Mac and for Windows. There's one other that I forgot because I had never heard of it before. But when you go to the website, you'll see it there. There's one with this penguin. I'm not sure, but anyways, open up Scratch. Now I actually learned this during my computer science class. I've been doing this for a term and a half, so I know quite a bit. So in Scratch, little characters are called sprites because like you don't just have animals. You have like tons of things. You got like lamps, cars, people, and like a lamp is more of an object, not like a character, because I don't really think you have a lamp that talks unless you're on a cartoon show or you want to make your lamp talk on Scratch. But so that's what they just called a sprite because that's just characters, objects, just everything just combined it into one word. Okay, so for starters, so I'll show you the little sprite guy here. Up here it shows you the x-axis, the y-axis, direction it's going. Now direction, you might be a little bit confused. So what I do is I go to my little motion code bar and I go to point and direction and it shows me where it is. So like 90 degrees is right, so that means it's facing right, left, up, down. So that's kind of like your little dictionary of numbers, of directions, I mean. So for script, this is where you put your coding. This is where you put little coding blocks into the script and make a code, make it walk, make it dance, make it do the splits, just do jumps, whatever you want. For costume, what I like to do is if you want to have like your cat move, see look, he's running. Do that really fast, it doesn't really work, but you can actually make him move across the stage, it's kind of cool, but I won't get into that now. What I do is I don't go to paint because I don't see why I want to make a new costume when I have to make the whole entire sprite over again when I could just copy it so much better. That's why I copy it. Now copying, if I went to edit, I haven't actually made the sprite, so I find it quite difficult to rearrange it. Like say I wanted it to turn right, I wanted its eye to be here, its nose to be here, its mouth to be here. So you're looking at it from side on view, looking right. I can't really do that right now because the sprite I didn't make and it's quite difficult to remake the sprite. But I will show you when I make the other video for this. So that's what you can do. And then you can edit it, if you wanted to fix up something. For sounds, you can record your own sounds. So if you want to record your own meow, if you didn't like this one. But honestly, who hates that meow? I mean, it's quite interesting meow. I like it. You can import sounds. You've got all these ones that Scratch provides for you. That's it, basically. For sprites, you can have more sprites. Also you can rename it if you wish. If you really didn't want to call it sprites, you can call it cat or whatever you want to call it. You have 3 options for sprites. You have to get a surprise sprite. This is always fun because you get a sprite that's out of your control. You just get a random one that the computer chooses for you. Then you can choose a sprite from the files that Scratch provides for you. And they also have little moving ones as well, so you can have it like flying like for the back. I'll show that later in another video. You can paint your own sprite, so I could make a smiley face if I wanted to. Now, on to the little blocks over here. So I've got 8 of these options. Now for motion, I am making my sprite, or whatever, cat, and making it move. I'm making it turn, you know, pointing in certain directions. I'm making it glide, like down here. I'm making specific X and Y axes for it. This is basically actually making your sprite do something. Now, for control, you need control because that's like, visually this is like a car. Your motion is the wheels. It gets the car going, you know, but what actually has to start? Oh, this doesn't actually really work because wheels can roll by themselves. They're neutral. But let's just pretend that the engine makes the wheels start. You need an engine to make the wheels move, so you have control to make the motion work. Because I can't, like, it's be kind of stupid if I just put this in here. I have to keep pressing it every time I want it to move. But if you go to control and put a when that is pressed, it moves by itself, which is genius. In control, you have when a certain key is pressed, you have only a few options. When the cat is clicked, so like this is these little loopy things here is when to actually start the program you've made, or the preview or game or whatever. It's got wait, forever, repeat, broadcast. When I receive, it's basically just messages. That's another starting one you can use. We can have forever if. Now these little triangle things, they can only be certain little coding boxes. They can only be the ones with the little triangle edges. What else is in control? But basically you got repeat until, wait until, if else, if you get the drift. There's this stop script is to stop this cat script. To stop all script is to stop all of their scripts all together to finish the whole program or preview or code. Going to looks, I can change the costume, or if I wanted to make it a lot smaller and if I wasn't very picky, I guess I could just do next costume. A little thing down here you can put for your variables. You've got to say things, think things. You can change the colors. You can set colors. You can clear graphic effects. You can change the size, set the size, show, hide, go to front, go back one layer. For sensing, this is more of like, if this is touching that, if something is pressed, it's more of when something happens, what do you do? And these basically go with the ifs. Like, the sensing is more for when you're playing an actual game, like, because you can like make games on this. The sensing is more for that. So like, if I had like a game where there's 2 bars here and it was falling tennis balls, and I had to get my little cat from this side to this side without being hit by a ball. The balls are green, and I had a color that was the color of the cat. The outside color is actually black, so I have to have black. It's touching the green color of the tennis ball. Then I can do here, like for example, I would go if this black color is touching the green tennis ball, say meow, and say deducted 1 point or something. If you get what I mean, I'll explain that to you in another video. You can ask you can ask anything, not just what your name is. You ask anything. And there's when a certain key is pressed, the distance. There's a timer. It's basically just like when things happen. For sound, you can record sound. There's only one sound for your cat, and when you create your own sprites, it doesn't actually come with a sound. So you have to record your own. Like the sprites that they make on Scratch they set it with a sound, but not all of them. But you can't, like when you make your own sprite, it won't automatically come with the things. So you can make a sound yourself. You can stop all the sounds. You can play instruments, all these cool instruments here. Basically on drums. or you can play any note on this little keyboard. You can set it to how many beats you want. You can change the volume, set volume, change tempo, set tempo. Operators. Now this is kind of more the mathematical side. If you were doing, say, this is what I did once. We had to make a little program that if you wrote in a certain number, it would give you all the multiplications for like up to 10 or something. So what you would do is you'd use your variables and you'd put like, so you'd have like the number, and then it would say times by, this is a little times number if you don't know that, times by 1 or times by 2, all the way up to 10, and it will display that here. It's got joining. Joining is actually really good because you can like keep joining stuff. Like, it's just amazing. I could like make a whole line out of this. You can join it forever if you wanted, and it's actually great because you can join so much stuff. Like, it's just like my miracle of Scratch. It saves me all the time. So you got all these options where you can square root or whatever. You can do all these little math things that the computer can do. For pen, this is when you want to have your little sprite drawing something, or whenever you want drawing something, you can change the color. Pen, like a stamp, that's even cooler. Variables. This is a very, very, very important part of Scratch, because if you are making a script and you're making a code, and like there's something that keeps occurring in all of the script things. You make a variable. A variable is more of like you set it to something. Here, I'll show you. Let's go name. Now you can set it or change it or show variable, hide variable. Say name, you would set it to, like, for example, what I do is answer. Now answer is the answer they give you from what's your name. That's, or whatever you ask. That's what it is. So when you wanted to say, if you put like Nancy into your question, you'll go set name to answer, and your answer is Nancy. So you go back to operators and you put join together, and you put we'll put hello, and then you'll have to put a join, or you don't actually have to if you don't want to, but you might put hello, and then you'll go here and you get your name. Actually, no, you don't do that. You can do either, actually. You can do name or answer, but I prefer, if you set it to something, you should actually always use this setted script you've given it, or code. And you put hello Nancy. It's just awesome. It just freaks people out. Well, not really, but like, it's like, how does this computer know my aunt? It's just awesome. You can change the name. So if you're doing playing like a game, and if, say, you would like, if the cat touched the tennis ball, then you could change the name, or you could make change the score by 1 point, like deduct 1 point. You can do that, and you can show the variable, hide the variable. That's like this little thing here. That's basically it, guys. I really hope you learned a lot, and I'll put like tons of more videos out about Scratch because there's so much I need to explain to you. I really hope you enjoyed that, and please subscribe to my channel. Bye.